Welcome back to Persona Q2 New Cinema Labyrinth. Last time, as you can see, we've made some really good progress in Aiga's final floor, and soon we'll be hitting a mini-boss, but this time we're going to be taking on a couple of side quests that just unlocked, particularly involving, well, hopefully curing FeMC's depression a little bit in A Bond Beyond Worlds, along with getting some bonding time between Ken and the Phantom Thieves, and if these Q games are any indication, whenever Ken bonds with characters from other Persona games, it's usually gold. Now on this one, I've recently realized that the counterpart to this one, where you hunt the other FOE in Genetic Land, doesn't come until the 4th dungeon, so I might be putting off this one for a while, but I kind of want to get both of them in the same video, so yeah. Anyway, you know what, let's end on that one. Let's actually start with a lesson in justice. Don't miss this intense battle with the menacing gold soldiers from Aigas. This spectacle of an action flick will pound your very brain into mush. I don't know why I was going for like teen appeal there with that. Pulse-pounding action film. Well, I guess it makes sense with Ryuji being involved in that one. But yeah, this I believe is the first special screening that we're doing in Aigas, and yes, it is 3 Guardian machines. We've already fought those things before, and we know that we mostly just need to poison them. Now, given this is a Ryuji and Morgana screening, hopefully this doesn't result in, you know, argument shenanigans. Although, to be honest, I feel like the Ryuji Morgana thing is very overblown in the fandom. I know it makes a big impression on a lot of people, but like, I don't know, maybe it's just because that arc never made an especially big impression on me. Like, I never came out of that arc with any particular strong feelings towards the argument on either Ryuji or Morgana's side. I was just like, okay, yeah, that happened. And, like, I was more focused on Sugimura and Haru, what was going on with them, and, like, really the closest I felt to it, I gave my thoughts on it at the time, but, like, by at the time, I mean in my Persona 5 full Let's Play, but, like, my thoughts on it when I first played were more like, oh, Morgana, like, leaving everybody and then coming back, that's very cat behavior. Like, that was really the main thing. Also, Haru hugging Morgana was adorable. But, like, I never really came out with any strong feelings about, like, Ryuji being belittled or Morgana being mean to him or anything like that. It just didn't really hit me that much. Code of the Phantom, that just makes me think, if there's a Fire Emblem fan game called Code of the Black Knights, isn't there? There's like a couple of those fan games that I'm vaguely interested in checking out one day, but like, it's hard to tell, like, because a lot of them go way too far on like Fire Emblem Heroes tier skill creep. But yeah, like the whole angle of like mentoring Ken here, that is pretty nice. Because, like, with Kanji in Persona Q1, Ken more had the, like, the angle of, like, a younger brother figure, but here it's, like, a junior Phantom Thief member. And like I've said, like, in a lot of ways, Ken's ideology actually does match up quite a lot with, like, the Phantom Thieves. I mean, again, he sees himself as being wronged by adults and wanting to get back at them. But, like, maybe if he actually had people like the Phantom Thieves, he would have learned how to get back at them, you know, channel that in the right way, rather than, you know, just going, I'm gonna totally murder Shinjiro, even though Shinjiro wasn't really in full control when he did what he did, and I'm not gonna listen to his side of the story. Oh, Yosuke is still on level 34. And I need a strong magic attack of my last... That gives me, like, literally all of the wind specialists, though. I guess I could go Arn instead. I've got a good number of strong personas, I just realized. Like, I'm not even bringing Vivian, because I want ailments over binds here. It's really important to have a poisoner. Okay, now we're finally hearing the special screening theme for Aigas, and I can pick up one of the treasure map things while I'm here. Now, I am really hoping that the treasure map things are a certain, like, thing, because, like, a lot of guides to the boss of Aigas recommend that you have, like, elemental attack items, and those aren't available in the shop, so I'm really hoping that the treasure map gives me the items that let you make those. Yeah, this kind of reminds me about how, like, Chugga has gone on record, like, Chugga Conroy has gone on record saying that he was bad at the stealth mechanics in Persona 5, and, like, I want to just say, like, I don't blame him, and I really don't want to be all like, oh, why would you be like that? Persona 5 stealth is, like, easy, because, like, different people are good at different things in games, and, like, you can never predict that, like, something that seems trivial to you as a player might actually be very difficult for somebody who's not familiar with the genre. Like, I fully admit, I've got a lot of experience with the kind of games that Persona is in, and, like, I know that a lot of people who might not be as familiar would not have that kind of same mentality or skill set, so, like, I really, like, honestly, I applaud Chugga for saying that, and I really don't think people should shame him for that. Cause, like, you know, like, when you go around saying, oh, Persona 5 stealth is really easy, like, just remember, like, it sounds so pretentious to say this, but it's almost like you're speaking from a position of privilege if you've, like, been playing these games from, like, the beginning. But, like, yeah, as far as stealth mechanics go, I mean, like, in general, Persona 5 is kind of, on the lighter end. I do want to play Metal Gear Solid one day. You know what? Maybe that's actually why I'm not bad at Persona 5 stealth. It's because I grew up with Sly. And, I mean, Sly stealth is a little more complicated than Persona, even though it's still fairly simple overall. Anyway, so what's here? Okay, it's not the recipe for attack items, but it's a recipe I wanted. Finally, I can actually get... finally, I can actually buy SP recovery. Oh, that's actually kind of funny. That's a very Sonic-style snare drum. Well, actually not really, but, like, it's a very, like, synthesized kind of snare drum that you hear in a lot of video games, and, okay, yeah, I do have the chest radar. And I can immediately pinpoint 2 of them on that side, which I'll need to use a teleporter to get to, and I'm pinpointing one on the other side of this wall. Okay, this is only number 1. I don't have to worry about losing all the chests if I beat this one. But, like, what I was saying was that, let's try and... No, I can't Brain Shake because I need you poisoned. Armor Break will work, though. Gotta set up the kunai backup, and then you're just gonna, just guard for now while hopefully Wagahai no Deban gets the poison. But yeah, what I was saying about the snare drums is, like, those kind of, like, very artificial synthesized snare drums, they do kind of remind me of, like, a very sci-fi vibe, so I'm okay with them being in this music. It's like, there's a meme about the snare drums in, like, some of the Sonic games that are really trying way too hard to imitate the jazz. I still maintain that Sonic Superstars' OST, the best songs are the ones that are not trying way too hard to sound like the Genesis. Okay, with the affinity barrier down, it's vulnerable to crits and physical, so I can just do that. Nice one, Skull. I also just found in that battle that it's not fire that it's weak to, it's actually ice, so Ken needs a different Link persona. And I guess the All Mitsuna looks kind of like that thing. Yeah, well, Ken sounds like he sounds either too loud or too quiet a lot of the time, and yet his voice actor is very prolific. She plays Shinji Ikari in Neon Genesis Evangelion. So it feels weird to, like, insult the performer. Like, I'm not actually a big fan of, like, Japanese Ken's voice, and again, it feels weird because the VA is so good, but, you know, I really like Risei's Japanese voice actress in other things, and I don't like her as Risei, so I suppose it's fair to say that. Oh boy, Persona 3, Persona 5 rivalry, let's go! I wonder what happens if you say this. Yeah, it's similar. It's more like Mementos than a palace, honestly. And, like I'm actually kind of glad they didn't, like, Persona 5 via Tartarus and Reload. Like, it's definitely not like Tartarus was in the original game, but, like, it's still, like, just enough of, like, a modern Persona dungeon, but not quite to the extent of, like, Persona, 5, like, just being fully, like, pre-generated areas. I do think, like, to me personally, although it would be a lot of work, I think Persona 4's dungeons would benefit from the full palace treatment. Like, actually just scrapping what they've got and just making them fully pre-designed full dungeons. Again, it would be a lot of work. I doubt the remake will actually do that, but, like, Persona 4's dungeons are more, like, individual-focused, rather than, like, Persona 3's Tartarus being more of a collective dungeon, just like Persona 5's Mementos. I've got tangents about, like, the individual, versus the collective, when it comes to, like, how different Persona games, handle things. But, I'm gonna talk about them later, because 4th dungeon, that's all 4th dungeon stuff. Because that's about when we're gonna be figuring out what Persona Q2 is actually all about. And to me, it is a unique blend of both, individual dungeons and collective dungeons. Whereas Persona 3 is, I forgot to mark this one. Thankfully, they've removed the spotter from this area, so I can just get through just fine to grab this chest. Just money. Oh, it's weak to nuke as well. And it died to poison. Good. So that means I don't have to change Ken's thing. Yeah, you're also guaranteed 3 Personas out of this quest, because you're fighting 3 things that always drop Personas. Okay, that... Okay, Icy Paradise. Interesting. That's going to be fun on Makoto Yuki. I don't particularly care about Silent Thrust. I would appreciate, like, Ice Boost on that, but, like... Yeah, I'm not going to go for that. And yeah, another cutscene now that we've taken down the second one. Oh no! Oh no, Ken, no, no way. I mean, all 3 of these things happen. See, the thing is, it would not work on the person Ken is thinking of using it on, because they already have a persona. And in general, if somebody has a persona, they're usually not going to develop a palace, because, like, the royal palace ruler, that was a bit of a weird, complicated situation. And yeah, that's all about, like, you know, Persona 5's bad endings. Now Ken is like, oh, misusing the power of Personas. I know somebody who I think is doing that. Yeah. Once again, though, Ken is doomed to forget all of his character development when the mind wipe happens. That is always kind of a downside of these spin-offs in the sense that, like, these characters, like, you can't, you know, impact their development from their own storylines. Now, there should be 2 chests in here, and if another machine shows up, I'm gonna have to run. But yeah, like, that's why I like moments like that part where you find out Yusuke is actually, like, he appreciates the beauty of elegantly designed machines. Because it's just, like, it's something that, it fits with their, it's like you're learning more about the character that already, like, existed before, without, like, stepping on the toes of the existing plot lines. And that should be all the chests, so I am totally free to destroy this guy. I guess I haven't shown off true analysis yet, but, like, She just said Risechi Cheku. That's pretty fun. But anyway, we probably aren't even going to see the fruits of our labor here, because the battle's going to be over this turn if everything goes right. That guy is down, and... That book really wanted to kill Ken with Hammer. It had a vendetta against him, and for some reason, it did not see his light resistance. Like, it was really going for it. It would have been kind of darkly ironic if any of those had hit, but none of them did. Like, I feel like, because Ken's luck is already one of the highest in the party, so, like, the odds of that actually hitting him would have been really low with the resistance, but still. Oh, hi, you're back. I completely... I went to so much effort to fuse one with more skills just that I could get, like, a really good, Vivian, and I already had one with more skills in the compendium. Whoops. But anyway, yeah, that's over. That one's actually a pretty breezy special screening, all things considered. Yes. Especially given the one with Makoto and Mitsuru. Like, that one, even after editing, I still can't believe that took me 40 minutes after editing. So far, the raw recording time here is 24 minutes, and that's probably going to be cut down by a decent amount. Yeah, also, again, somebody who has a persona is very unlikely to develop a palace, so, like, the odds of Shinjiro having a palace are pretty much non-existent, so, yeah. There's a certain somebody in Seas who probably does have a palace. I mean, not literally in Seas, but advises them, let's just say. But, wow, their palace would be interesting. And there's also, like somebody in Persona 4, I feel like, basically does have a palace. Like, their dungeon is essentially a palace. Even though they technically have a persona, they were bestowed a persona artificially via, like, other means, let's just say. And also, their persona is arguably not a true persona because it's like a reverse persona in Persona 2 terms. So, it's more like just a raw berserk shadow rather than an actually refined sense of self. So, I personally think that person is fully capable of having a palace despite having a persona, and just like the palace ruler of Persona 5 Royal's third semester, who has a persona, but just like that Persona 4 character, it's very weird circumstances, and that persona was not really adopted in a moment of, like, personal stability or growth at all, so that's really the main, at least in my headcanon, that's the main clincher for, like, why... most of the Persona users use C and P5 can't have palaces. Because it's like, having a healthy Persona prevents you from having a palace, but, yeah. There are unhealthy ways I mean, to be fair, I mean, Shinjiro's Persona was brought on via, like, he has to use drugs to suppress it. I wonder if that actually does qualify him for having a palace. But it's not, like Shinjiro's not, like, that bad enough of a person to actually have a palace. Like, let's be real. Like, if Shinjiro ever, did have a dungeon, it would be more self-deprecating than anything else. Like, he really... The main, target of his whole... of any anger or hatred he feels is just himself. So, that could certainly spawn a Persona 4-style dungeon, but probably not a palace. Because he's not really enforcing that will on any other people. He's my apprentice. That's actually kind of insane. Okay, I mean, they are good friends now. Huh? And they're way better friends in Strikers, so it all worked out. Because that is the thing, because, like, that's one of the reasons why Strikers and also, like, Tactica are good, because they aren't, like, set in the middle of a story like the Q games are. Well, not that the Q games aren't good, they are great, but, like, I think they kind of learned their lesson of, like, the whole mind wipe thing, because, like, in Tactica, only the DLC has a mind wipe, but, like, Tactica's set right after the end of Persona 5, and Strikers is also... like, is a direct sequel, so neither of them need to worry about erasing, not, having any character development that happens within those spin-offs, like not being able to develop the characters because, they'll step on the toes of the main game. They don't need to worry about that because they're sequels. Like, you can have more character growth there. So I do think for the future, spin-offs like Strikers and Tactica are the way to go. And at least with Tactica's Mind Wipe DLC, it only affects 3 characters, rather than the whole party. I think I'm beginning to understand. Being a Phantom Thief means having drama with another character in the party that makes the entire fan base despise you. I'm gonna take that lesson to heart! Yep, guess that's one case of character development that Ken will remember from this okay, I like to think that most of the Persona fandom does not hate Ken as much as they used to. Because a lot of that just came from people just being dumb and not really fully understanding Ken's trauma. Like, I will say, his Link episode in Reload helps a lot. Like, that kind of sets up his mentality before it happens. And, like, I'm not saying that, like, do you want a costume? Yeah, that would be amazing, actually. But, like, I'm not saying, like the thing to me about the whole Ken hate is that just baffles me the most, is that, like, Ken on October 4th? You're not meant to like that. Ken is not meant to be likable in that moment, and that's fully intentional on the part of the story. It's more that, like, people just forget that even the story itself, and even Ken himself, acknowledges that that was bad and wants to change afterwards. It's like people act like Ken was just there for October 4th, and then just after that, Ken just stopped existing as a character. Which many people argue did happen, because, like, people thought Ken dropped off in plot relevance after October 4th, and I don't think that's true. I really don't think that's true. I think Ken is still a good presence even after that point. Like, there's a whole bunch of people who are like, oh, Ken should have died on October 4th because his story was over after that point. No. Just no. But anyway. Yeah, the difference with the Phantom Thieves is they were, like, going after people who were, like, directly abusing other people, like, in the present moment, and also, weren't, like, you know, straight up murdering them, but, like, that's beside the point. But, like, it is a very different sense of, like, to what Ken is with Shinjiro, because, like, Ken's is very much a personal grudge, and Shinjiro was not hurting anybody else, like, at all. And in fact, like, again, Shinjiro did not mean to do what he did. Like, it was a complete accident, and Ken just is so warped that he, like, by his mentality, he doesn't even realize that Shinjiro might, you know, if he had Shinjiro, like, if he heard Shinjiro's side of the story, then things might be different. But yeah, it is all about the whole thing of the Phantom Thieves are doing it to save others. They're not doing it just for themselves. And Ken is, that's the difference between the two of them. And in a way, that's the difference between, like, reverse justice and actual justice. Kind of like another Justice Arcana in the party right now, who's very similar to Ken in a lot of ways. He's really just doing what he's doing entirely for his own satisfaction, and not to actually help people. And that's why October 4th happened. Unfortunately, he's gonna forget this, so October 4th can still happen. And, like, at the same time, like, it totally makes sense that Ken wouldn't really, like... And this was a very interesting line from Ryuji, actually. But, like, it's just like... It's just, like, an interesting... Because I fully understand with Ken that, like, it makes sense he wouldn't really open up, because, like, Ken is in a really bad place mentally. Like, terrible place mentally. He was not really at a point to open up to anybody. Like, I think what Ken needed was less like a good support system and more like just a therapist. But, in a way, it's really interesting that Ryuji relates this aspect of Ken, though. Like, that is genuinely fascinating. Yeah, Ryuji's a more insightful person than, than many people would think. Nope. And then, like, when Ken finally meets all the Phantom Thieves in the future when he's older, and it's like, oh, hey, I vaguely know you're that kid from back then. And then Ken is like, so, I didn't exactly, take your advice at first? And they're like, oh, okay, how, like, wait, you did what? Yeah, that would be an interesting conversation. So yeah, now Ken, Morgana, Ryuji, and Arn. This is actually great because, like, they don't all need to be in the party. So now we have 4 characters who have access to a new unison. And now let's move on to, oh, this one. There's another one of these that is kind of emotionally heavy. Do you have something that's precious to you? Of course you do. So fight for it! And so this film where everyone does the same! The stakes couldn't be higher! Yeah, I said that the Theodore abuse wasn't going to be over anytime soon. Still going. Oh no, Phantom Mage. So Phantom Mage, Flowing Sand, and Rampage Drive. Okay, well we definitely need Psy for this. So we need Psy, Bless, and Rampage Drive is Curse. wait, you're saying the Phantom Mage is made out of teddy bears? Well, maybe teddy bears from a certain horror franchise. Bulky, huh? First impalement, then decapitation? Yeah. Again, Theodore abuse. It is a universal constant in the spin-offs. Okay, we can actually make something out. Oh, right. Whoops. Yeah. It was just the soul drop recipe. I should probably do that next time. Because, yeah, right now I'm more concerned with doing this special screening. Okay, we start right in front of a treasure map spot. Nice. Now, let's see if the other treasure map spot is within range of this special screening. It is! Okay, I can get them both. Nice. This one doesn't actually require FeMC, but I brought her anyway, because this is all about FeMC and the core high. Yeah, so we need Phantom Mage, we need Flowing Sand, and we need Rampage Drive. 3F. Oh, right, yeah, that is actually, yeah, to do with the, like, map, like, coordinates. Okay, Rampage Drives are basically anywhere, good to know. I do kind of wish, like, the second floor of AI just had this music all the time. So, 4B, let me just check where that is. I need to move my, yeah. I just accidentally painted, but 4B is, like, there. And then 3F is... yeah, right near where the gold chest that I've marked is. So, let us go. But first... purifying recipe. Gotta keep an eye out for the chest, too. That wasn't either enemy, so I just ran. A lot of special screening chests at this point are just money, but money is definitely nice, especially now that the Persona Compendium's getting more expensive. And this is... Oh, a wild card! Okay, that is better than a blank card, at least. And we are approaching 4B, so now that I'm here, I may as well stay here until I take out the enemy. Well, that's a Rampage Drive. It's not exactly what I was looking for, but I'll take it. So this is pretty weird. One of these has to hit the one at the end. Again, then I get the all-out attack. Good. Attacks like that do way more damage if they target a single enemy. But at least these enemies are much easier than they were when I first arrived this dungeon. The reason why I have Koromaru here is that a commenter mentioned that he makes a good Salome's Kiss user because he's fast and he gets his SP back in between battles. Oh, Haru knows all about that feeling. And you do certainly have a lot of fans. I'm glad that, like, most people love Junpei even in Reload. Like, to be fair, Zenith Robinson does a great job on his voice acting. No, she means silly in a good way. I mean, Junpei's, well, I mean, maybe not early P3 Junpei, but Junpei's usually very considerate. So, like I said, helping Kotone with her depression. So I'm pretty sure that I am in 4B right now. I just need to find a Phantom Mage. I can't believe I'm saying those words. I actually want to find a Phantom Mage. And there you are. Hi there. And there is the teddy bear that the Phantom Mages are presumably made out of. A shiny teddy bear. Well, I mean, those certainly exist. What, you were gonna, like, somehow, like, stick that teddy bear onto a ring and make it a... Oh, there's a rainbow outside my window right now. Huh. Sorry, that's a weird thing to comment on, but it's like a sun shower where I am. It's kind of nice grey sky and a rainbow's just shown up. This has been, like, one of the rainiest years ever in Australia, but, like, I'm getting a lot of rainbows, and that's nice. I saw a double rainbow out of my window once. Anyway. We found basically 2 of the rare materials in the same region. Ah, yes, you're used to it. The voice is burned into your mind from all of the enemy, and it has multiple weaknesses. Yeah, sadly, Kotone never gets to hear the much better Fuka VA in Reload. Oh, no. Oh, no. That is really funny with, like, just the whole thoughts about the whole, like, hey, yeah! I guess the universe has diverged and that now the male universe has a better voice actress for Fuka. I'm so sorry. It's just... The other Fuka is, like, fine, but, like, I don't think we even have any real confirmation as to who actually voiced her, and I get the sense that whoever did voice Fuka in Fess probably doesn't want to come forward and confirm that. Like, there was a rumor that whoever voiced them voiced Camilla in the original Fire Emblem Fates, because, like, Camilla in spin-offs has a different VA, Misty Lee, I think. But, like, if it was, like, Camilla in the original Fates is not bad, so that's a glow up from original Fuka, at least. Yeah, so this is really nice. Like, it's all weird, but, like, it is nice, though. In a way, though, like, well, no, it makes sense these wouldn't unlock until a little later, because, like, you know, they wouldn't want to, you know, open up to FeMC, like, this, like, right at the start, but, like, I kind of wish some of this was, like, you know, done earlier. Let's not ruin the Junpei Chidori ship, please. Okay, so now we have to go all the way down to the bottom of the map, which is going to be a little bit of a problem. I love how, like, we got through that really heartfelt conversation about, like, you know, hey, no matter what the world, they're still our friends, and FeMC getting over the depression. And then FeMC's like, okay, oh, by the way, guys, I am severely bleeding right now. Granted, like, sadly, it's in her character to, like, put that off until, like, the last moment, because she's that kind of person who tries to stay positive all the time, but, yeah. And the other chest is all the way over here, and it's just money, because I was looking at a guide to these chests to make sure that I didn't miss any of them. Also, the rainbow's gone. I wonder if that's a metaphor for FeMC's mentality. She's all sunshine and rainbows until she isn't. But yeah, this is 3F. No, we're in 3E right now. I need to be a little lower to be in 3F. We're in 3F now. So hopefully, a sand will show up. There we go. That only took 2 tries. Yes, through that line in particular. In fact, I believe I'm recording this on, like, International Lion Appreciation Day, so, sorry about that, Bestial Wheels. But you're going down. And that should end this one. So, yeah, these... I mean, you know, I say shorter and I've still been recording for 54 minutes, but it's still better than the majority of, special screenings that I've done in this playthrough. Oh, that's Curse Boost. Okay, here's the problem. All of these are actually very good, because that stacks with Bestia Roar, that's a link. That's... If I get rid of that, Curse Boost is pointless. But that's Rakunda? I guess I can get Rakunda on sub-personas, but, like, the only natural Rakunda is really nice for boss fights. Like, Koromaru is used in, like, speedrun parties, that's probably the reason why. Like, I would probably get rid of this, but I don't like getting rid of signature skills. This feels painful, but, like, I don't use Koromaru's curse skills for the damage. If I'm going for any damage on Koromaru, it's with Fire Link. The curse skills are just there for knockdowns. Yeah, that definitely sums up FeMC, yeah. Yep, she's been usurped as leader of Seas by her male counterpart. Because sexism, I guess. But no, yeah, FeMC's social skills are incredible. And yeah, it's always a bad moment when the happy character is depressed. See Cream in the Sonic series. There is a moment in the Metal Virus art where Cream is, like, straight up in full catatonic depression, and, like, that's a sign that things are really, really bad. It's funny that Akihiko comes in here because, like, there is another special screening that focuses on her and the senpai, so that's, yeah, Akihiko's gonna have more of a role there. Well, I mean, if you give people presents, it will increase their social link points with you. But only, that is a mystic art known only to Persona protagonists. I hope this doesn't end up being some kind of weird teddy bear abomination thing, given all the stuff we've been gathering from the shadows. But, yep, well, it's not quite over yet, because we still have the conclusion to this special screening. Oh, wait! While you were away, I killed him! Okay, no, that's fine. He's fine. I get the sense that Velvet Room attendants are probably immortal, though. Like, if you kill one, they'd just reform themselves somehow. Hopefully Elizabeth never discovers that information. Oh yes, that feeling of like, that often happens with hammers in Fire Emblem. Like hammers are often surprisingly at quite high of an axe rank, and sometimes I go to a lot of effort to give somebody a hammer, and then it's like, oh wait, your axe rank isn't high enough to use that, and I really need this Armor Knight dead now. Oops. Theodore, your Travis Willingham is showing. Omedetou gozaimasu. Kekkon suru. Okay, so polycule, I guess. But yeah, I feel like Theodore, specifically since that you are, you know, a possible love interest for her, you probably should have opened with like, this is for other people. I am not proposing, just to make that clear. Even though our IRL voice actors are married. Yeah, I'm still like, wait, hang on, what the heck happened? Like, did they just tear up the teddy bear and put, like, the teddy bear's, like, external, like, flesh fluff into the ring? That sounds horrifying. But yeah, no, this is overall, it's a heartwarming moment. Like, I do wonder how the teddy bear was involved in all that process. Maybe Theodore managed to miniaturize it and put it on the ring. Friendship. I mean, no, I shouldn't be. I don't want to undercut this. This is a good moment. It's made of... Well, everything we're wearing right now is made of shadows, so it's fine. And considering that shadows come from the human psyche, that actually has disturbing implications. Oh, Makoto's in this. Or maybe the casting got it wrong. They're like, wait, we meant the other Makoto, not you. You're the P5 Makoto. You're not meant to be in this special screening. Yeah, it was mostly them who did it. What, we seriously didn't get a Theodore abuse out of that? Yeah, wow. Wholesome all round. But yes, now, FeMC has a unison attack with Yukari, Junpei, and Fuka, Strike of Bonds. She's gonna get a lot of these. And that is all the special screenings besides that one that I'm putting off forever. But at least it means the pterodactyls get to live for a little while longer, so they should be thanking me. So, I will see you all next time as we finish Aegis Lab Floor 2 and have our first encounter with the Labyrinth's villain. See you all then.